All right, guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream. Hope everyone's doing good. We got ourselves quite a busy day today that we're going to have to be watching out there for. We officially have a moderate risk for today's severe weather events. We are going to be doing some live coverage here tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern or 7 Central Time. So I hope to see you guys there. Like I said, it's going to be a very active day today regarding the weather. Actually, we're already starting to see some of that activity starting to kick off out there. So let's go ahead and hop on over here to. Actually, yeah, we're just going to go up to the region here. There's already storms popping off. What's up, Isaac? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Christy? What's up, Ohio channel? Yeah, we're live on my YouTube Shorts right now. We'll be going live for our main coverage later. Like I said, at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. What's up, Jake? Yeah, like I said, things are already starting to pop off here. You can currently see there's a lot of storms already starting to kick off across the region. We already have reports of some of these storms are already producing, 63 mile per hour winds out there, and kind of in western Iowa. Yeah, a lot of these storms right now are warned for 70 mile an hour winds. Things are definitely starting to pick up, like golf ball hail in the storm here. So yeah, the main concern today we're going to figure out is going to be the potential out there for, mostly just damaging winds. Even tornadoes is a big concern today following the hail threat. So it's really going to be a triple threat overall. Let's see, thunder now. Yeah, same here, Christy. It's been pretty thundery out there lately. Let's see here. What's up, Matthew? Saying flying back from Pittsburgh to Minneapolis. Wondering if the flight will be a rough one. From Pittsburgh, I don't think we have a whole lot here. Let me go ahead and turn on my areas here on this program so we can actually see what we're looking at. So, Pittsburgh right now, yeah, pretty clear skies. Depends on when your flight takes off, but nothing. I don't think anything will get really in the way of you, so you should be good. Let's see here. Isaac says, I'm in the moderate risk right now. Gotcha. Be careful, my friend. Yeah, definitely want to watch out there for that. Here's our main risk area. This is the latest outlook here from the Storm Prediction Center. We do got a moderate, a moderate level 4 out of 5 severe weather threat. It's a very big deal. So today there's a really good shot for some extreme winds. Obviously tornadoes, stuff like that. So we got ourselves a moderate. This includes Chicago, by the way. So out there for northern Illinois, we have a moderate in place. Also for places out there in eastern Iowa, got a moderate level 4 severe weather threat out there. Now we got we got a slight risk out there across Nebraska. Another one out there towards New York and Pennsylvania. But the main threat for today is going to be in these areas out there in the red, and especially in the red, as well as the orange. Those are the enhanced and moderate risk areas where there's a really good shot for some severe weather. Everywhere else, it's still very much possible. Still need to watch out if you're in any shade of color here. Especially the orange especially the orange and red, as those are the highest risks that we do have out there. So, tornado probability, Storm Prediction Center has issued a 10% risk out there. What does that mean? So basically, within 25 miles, we'll use Chicago as an example. So within 25-mile radius of your area, or in this case, we'll say Chicago. So within 25-mile radius of Chicago, there's a 10% chance that a tornado will drop down somewhere in that radius overall. So, like I said, watch out for tornadoes today. Greatest concern for tornadoes today will be up in northern Illinois, the nose here of eastern Iowa, as well as like northern Indiana and southwestern Michigan. Got a 10% chance out there for tornadoes. Pretty solid shot. 5% chance is a still decent potential for a couple isolated tornadoes, including like eastern and central portions here of Iowa, going up towards like central and central Illinois, central Indiana overall. And then, of course, we have the 2% risk, also another localized 2% chance for tornadoes out there towards like Rochester areas near Buffalo. So heads up for that, that region out there in kind of central western New York, as a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Okay, but the main tornado threat today is going to be up here towards like northern Illinois, northern Indiana, southwestern Michigan, and eastern nose of Iowa. Also a little sliver of southern Wisconsin. Now, when it comes to hail, hail's not as much of a concern today. We actually are not expecting significant hail. So most hail should range between 1 and 2 inches in diameter today. So while we do have a shot for some hail, we're not expecting anything to exceed 2 inches, although Mother Nature is pretty crazy. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we did see a couple storms that do produce maybe 2+ inches in some areas. But, overall, we do not have a hatch risk from the Storm Prediction Center. The greatest shot for hail today is going to be the 15% region out there in the yellow, so central and eastern Iowa, southwestern Wisconsin, and northwestern Illinois. That is where the greatest potential for hail will be for today. What's up, Brandy? What's up, Mark? What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Hills, Iowa, hot. Patiently waiting. Ready? Yeah, it's pretty hot out there. I'll tell you that for sure. Let's see here. But anyways, yeah, so that's what we got going on there, y'all. So once again, we got ourselves a wind-driven moderate risk out there for severe weather. We're going to bring up the weather models here. We got a new run that's rendering, or just rendered here. So let's take a look at the latest model run. So obviously, first of all, right now, taking a look here at the current activity, like I said, we already do have some storm activity popping off throughout central Iowa. This has yet to reach areas up in northern Illinois. If we take a look at the Chicago radar, it's pretty clear right now. There's not a whole lot of anything going on near Chicago currently. But hopping back over towards Iowa, yeah, we got a big line of storms starting to really pop up there, out there towards like central Iowa regions. We do got ourselves some hail being reported, nothing significant, ranging from rice-size hail up to quarter-size hail. As of right now, nothing exceeding that, so that's good news. Once again, we're not expecting a significant hail threat today, although I do think it is a possibility for a couple of, maybe the possibility there for a couple of large hailstones could be possible overall. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so a couple of wind gusts already starting to come through. 63-mile-per-hour winds reported western Illinois, western Iowa. We have another report here of thunderstorm wind damage. Multiple trees down, lost power, and dime-sized hail was reported out there in west portions here of Iowa. Let's see here. Winding Creek, dude, coming in with a $15 super chat, man. Thank you so much, dude. That's really nice of you. I appreciate you. Good to see you. I hope you're doing good. How did your farm hold up from Cracker Barrel? Hopefully you're good, man. I'm glad to see you. Hope you're doing good, and thank you so much, man. That's very sweet of you. Let's see here. But I thank you so much, dude. Once again, I really appreciate that. Jeff says, "Hi, Andrew. Notice here in south of Chicago, we're not covered under any watch. Do I think a tornado watch will be issued?" So Jeff, that's a really decent possibility that a watch will be issued out there, considering that you're in the moderate. So yes, at some point you will likely get a watch. Now, right now, like we looked at a minute ago, which I'll go ahead and show you again, if we hop over towards Chicago, looking at the radar, there's nothing on the radar nearby. Things have not really fired off for you yet, and it's going to be a little bit until we get those storms out there later on this evening. Now, there is no need for a watch right now, but there will likely be one soon, eventually here for Chicago. So I would definitely anticipate on a watch being issued. So, like I said, that's that. Let's see here. Winding says we got 80-mile-per-hour winds, but we survived. Thanks, Andrew. You're very welcome. I'm glad to see that you're doing good. 80-mile-per-hour winds definitely is no joke, for sure. And I'm glad to see that you're good, man. Glad to see it. Let's see here. What does Eastern Indiana look like? Eastern Indiana depends on where you're at out there. If you're up on the northeastern side, you have an enhanced risk out there. If you're on the southeastern side, you get a marginal. So it just depends on where. If you're northeast, if you're directly east central. Like I said, there's a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being the worst chance or the greatest potential for severe weather, and 1 being the lowest. So we're actually up to a level 4 today, which is a really decent threat. And that level 4 is across the red, level 3 is across the orange, level 2 is across the yellow, and the level 1 is across the dark green. Hold on a second, dude. I just got a $20 donation. Dude. Brian, also Winding Creek Farm, literally just gave me $20 on Cash App as well, dude. Thank you so much. Dude, I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you so much, man. That's really, really sweet of you. You definitely did not have to do that, my friend. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Let's see, Northern Virginia. We got a little marginal level 1 threat out there. Nothing too excessive going on out in that region. It's actually where I grew up. What's up, Carrie? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. How about Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania's got a slight risk today for the central and northern side. You can see out there a little slight risk. The greatest threat, like I said, it's going to be in the orange and red areas today. So if you're out there in the orange and red, especially the red, like I said, that's the top threat for today. This includes Chicago. This also includes areas like Rockford, Illinois, Naperville, Joliet, Illinois. So we got Aurora, Illinois as well. So pretty populated areas out here is in the risk overall. So you're welcome. Thanks for what you do. I appreciate that, man. You rock, man. Big shout out goes to Winding Creek Farm. Thank you so much, dude. You are awesome. All right, so let's go and hop into models. Yeah, so currently, like we mentioned, there is some storms popping off. Okay, so current radar look before we dive into models. Like I said, this is it's already starting. We already got the big MCS forming, mesoscale convective system, just a big clump of severe thunderstorms, basically. Now, this is a possible derecho, maybe. We'll have to see how long it lasts and what it ends up doing, but I think it's a possibility, and you're going to see exactly why on the models here in a minute. So, yeah, once again, big ol' heap of storms. Once again, we are starting to get some reports up to quarter hail. Nothing significant. We're not expecting anything above 2 inches today, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, storms are popping off. Let's go ahead and hop back to the weather model. So this is the HRRR. This is a high resolution rapid refresh model. That's what it's called. High resolution rapid refresh HRRR. So whenever it comes down in time here, you can actually see how that MCS forms right across Iowa. Now this is at 22 Zulu. Current time, let's see here. So it is coming up on 6. So that would put it at 22 Zulu, right around 6 o'clock Eastern time, okay? So this will be right where we're going to be within about 15 minutes or so, according to the HRRR here. So as we work our way down in time, so as we go through, I'm gonna go off of Central Time, okay, for you local folks out there. So it's coming up on 5 for you guys, okay? So this is for 5, 6 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Obviously, see here, moving into 10 o'clock. So right around 9 and 10, according to HRRR, is whenever Chicago areas will probably be impacted. So that is according to the HRRR. It should be passed by midnight Eastern, or right around 11 p.m. or so. So, yeah, like I said, there's definitely a pretty long-lived wind event. That's actually, once again, the main concern here is all that. But look at that. Big old MCS forms out there, and like I was saying there, once again, wind damage is going to be the main concern. Storm Prediction Center, if I bring you guys back over here, this is a direct quote from the Storm Prediction Center here, the people up in Norman. They did say that, where is it at? I gotta find it again. But they did mention here that there's a possibility. Here you go. So 60 to 70 mile per hour winds expected, with some gusts up to 85 are likely. Hold on, 85 are possible. Sorry, I was looking at this one here. So yeah, up to 85 mile per hour wind gusts are possible. We'll have to see how it plays out, but that's a real possibility that we could get, potentially 80 plus mile per hour wind gusts out there. Now, most of the gusts are going to be mostly like 60 to 70, which is still pretty daggone strong. But like we were talking about, SPC, Storm Prediction Center, issued that 85 mile per hour winds will be possible, in which, like I said, we have a wind-driven 45% chance for damaging winds out there. That is a very high chance. So basically, the way this works, okay, for Chicago, we'll use it as an example again, okay? So within 25-mile radius of Chicago, so we'll put a point right there in central Chicago, there is a 45% chance that within 25-mile radius of Chicago, there's a 45% chance that we'll see damaging winds, likely significant, over 60 to 70 miles an hour and greater. So, prepare for some really nasty winds today out of this storm. Once again, for especially the red and the pink areas, we have a 30% chance of that happening across the red and a 45% chance across the pink. So, by far the greatest threat for damaging winds today is going to be out there in eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, a little sliver of northwestern Indiana, and a little sliver of very, very far southern Wisconsin. So that's where the 45% risk is. Once again, that's a pretty solid shot overall. But anyways, but that's that. This will not go to a high risk. Yeah, it'll likely say moderate. What's up, Carissa? Hope you're doing good. Winding says, okay, this isn't related to Texas. Just wanted to support Andrew. Y'all be safe. Thank you. Take it easy. You too, man. Thanks once again. I appreciate your support. Big shout out goes to Winding Creek Farm. Dude, coming in here with $35 support. I appreciate it, man. You're awesome, dude. Once again, thank you so much for your support, man. Definitely means a lot. Helps me out a lot. So thank you so much, dude. Yeah, then we work way over in the hail realm of things. Like I said, 15% chance non-sig risk. So basically what that means is that you have a 15% chance of seeing hail within 25 miles of the yellow areas. Depends on if you're in that region or not. Of seeing hail, most likely 1 to 2 inches in diameter regarding hail. If it was a hatch risk, it would be like 2 inches or greater, which we're not expecting now. There's no hatch risk. So right now it's 1 to 2 inches in diameter regarding hail overall. And of course, tornado probability, we have that 10% chance for tornadoes, which basically, we'll use Chicago as an example again. So within 25 miles radius of Chicago, there's a 10% chance that we'll have a tornado in that 25-mile radius. So that is kind of what it's looking like out there. Let's see here. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. And once again, hopping back over here to the models and stuff like that. So this is definitely going to be a bit of a concern over the next several hours here, as you can see, as an MCS rolls through. Let me move y'all over here. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get the trying to prop y'all up. Good. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Okay, that works. So yeah, just a big old MCS that forms, and like I said, it's already starting here at this point in time, which we hop back over here to radar. You can see that we already do have a lot of the activity starting to pop off here. So yeah, stuff is starting. We'll be live for this event around 8 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central, which honestly, that would put us, let's see, so 8 o'clock will be 0 Zulu. So that would be right around this time. That we go live. As soon as the storms start rolling into Illinois, we'll go live for you guys, and we'll cover areas like Chicago and all of those regions. Like I said, Chicago definitely needs to be monitoring this here. This is a big risk for Chicago. There really is a good shot that we could have some damaging winds out there. Once again, we're talking potentially winds getting up to 85 miles an hour. So that is a bit of a concern. Okay, so Chicago, bit of a heads up for you. Also, a couple tornadoes cannot be ruled out in the area. Okay, so tornadoes, excessive winds is a concern out there for Chicago later on tonight. So that'll put us right around like 6 o'clock. Wait, that's not right, is it? This is right. Okay. Oh, never mind. No, I was thinking wrong. No, ignore that. Not 6 o'clock. This is right around 10 o'clock. Yeah, right around 10 o'clock p.m. For you guys. So overall, pretty good shot out there, and you can see this whole threat really goes through mostly like southern Wisconsin, central and eastern Iowa, as well as places out there by Illinois overall. Let's see here. What's the threat for South Bend, Indiana? So the storm's going to pretty much lose a lot of its steam as it rolls through Indiana. But with that being said, whenever it comes to Indiana, we do have a threat out there. The greatest concern for Indiana is going to be up there in that northern side. So the northern areas up there in Indiana is going to be the greatest concern. So you said that you're where? South Bend? Okay, so let me pull up South Bend real quickly because I'm not too familiar with this area. Okay, South Bend's extreme northern. Okay, so this puts you in the enhanced risk, that level 3 threat. So you're definitely in an area we need to watch, okay? So you're in that level 3. Tornado probability is a 10% chance. So you got a pretty decent shot for a couple tornadoes in the area, so keep an eye out there for naders. Definitely want to have a way to receive warnings if you're out in that region, as a pretty decent tornado risk is in the area. Damaging winds, that's also concerning as well. 30% significant or hatch risk. So basically, you have a 30% chance of damaging winds exceeding 70 plus, basically, around you. So there is a possibility we could have some really strong winds nearby, if not, near you. So keep that in mind. So damaging winds is the main concern. In terms of hail, we're not really seeing much of a hail threat for your area right now, overall. But yeah, so main thing you got to watch out there for, my friend, is like I said, really damaging winds, excessive winds, as well as tornado threat overall. So definitely keep an eye out there for that. Southeast Michigan, anything bad? Southeast Michigan, I guess you're towards like Detroit. No, you guys are, not in the biggest threat, but you are in a slight risk, which is a level 2 severe weather threat. Definitely is a threat that we need to still watch out for. Tornado probability depends where you're at in southeastern Michigan, but out there by like Detroit and stuff like that, we're right on the 2% chance, which is a very low threat for tornadoes. So it's unlikely you'll get any tornadoes, but still keep an eye out for warnings, as a couple isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out. The main threat's going to be farther to your west. However, when it comes to damaging winds, you got a 15% chance of damaging winds out there. We're talking some wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour being possible. And of course, with hail, not really expecting any hail out there. Just a little bit of a concern for, like I said, just some gusty winds and a freak incident of a tornado or two could be possible out there in the region. Okay. Anyways, let's see. What about Wisconsin? Wisconsin, the greatest threat's going to be on the southern side. The south, central, and southern sides of Wisconsin does have a tornado threat out there, which we do have a 5% chance overall in that area. So 5% chance for tornadoes down in very far southern. This includes, I think, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's included in the 5% chance. Above Milwaukee out there, we have a 2% chance. So, yeah. What do I expect for Fort Wayne? Fort Wayne, I believe, the northeastern side? Yeah. See, I remember that area. So Fort Wayne, let's see here. Let me actually pull it up on this program here. Oh, we got a tornado warning. Oh, confirmed tornado. Hold on, let's take a look at this real quickly. There's apparently is a confirmed tornado on the ground in Iowa right now. They got some rotation there. Let me pull back some earlier scans. We'll get to Fort Wayne here in a minute. Give me a second. I just want to look at that confirmed tornado there. Probably by weather spotters, right? Yeah, public confirmed tornado. Wow. Let me check correlation coefficient. We're going to look out for debris. See if we see anything here. Let me go ahead and backtrack here. I don't see any debris signatures, so it could have been a weak tornado. Either that or it didn't hit anything per se, but there was reports of a confirmed tornado out there in eastern Iowa. Anyways, hopping back over to the risk area. So yeah, for Fort Wayne. Gotcha. So Fort Wayne's in the 5% chance for tornadoes. You can see Fort Wayne there. So you're in the middle threat for tornadoes. 5% chance of a tornado happening within 25-mile radius of you. However, damaging winds, though, you got a 30% chance for significant damaging winds, but likely possibly 70 plus. 70 plus mile per hour winds are possible out there in terms of wind gusts. So expect that. In terms of hail, I wouldn't expect much hail. The hail threat does not include you, so you should be pretty well sitting overall. But yeah, let's see here. I'm going to check up on a couple of the other storms here real quickly. You've got warning west of Des Moines, quarter hail. 70-mile-an-hour winds out there by Cedar Rapids. Heads up towards Cedar Rapids area. 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter hail and a tornado possible out there. We did have a confirmed tornado north of Cedar Rapids just a few moments ago. Let's see here. What about Bettendorf? Let's see. Okay, yeah, so you're out there. Oh, this is near Davenport, yes. Yeah, Davenport area. So, yeah, you're definitely in an area we need to be watching out for. I believe, you're actually in the moderate, so you're actually in the biggest threat out there, Andrew. So Andrew, you do have a moderate, which is the level 4 threat, which is today's maximum threat. Tornado probability is a 10% chance. So you have a 10% chance of having a tornado within 25 miles of you. So within a radius of 25 miles around your area, there is a 10% chance a tornado will drop in that region. 45% chance out there for damaging winds. So we are seeing damaging winds, 45% chance of seeing damaging winds, like I said, possibly some wind gusts up to 85 miles an hour possible. That includes the areas out there in the pink as well as the red. That's where we could see some winds getting up pretty daggone strong. Likely the strongest winds are going to be there in the pink area. That's where the strongest winds are going to be likely felt. Yeah, the red area there too could see significant winds. But yeah, the greatest is out there in the pink areas. That's where the greatest concern overall is for that. What about Logan Sport? Yeah, let's take a look at Logan Sport, and then we're going to look at the models real quickly again, y'all. So we'll look at Logan Sport, and then we'll look at the weather models again. So for this area, I think you're in the, let's see, the level 2 threat. Let me double check. Okay, no, you're actually in the enhanced risk. You're in that level 3 threat today. So you got yourself a 5% chance for tornadoes. Okay, so within 25-mile radius of your area, there is a 5% chance for tornadoes. Damaging winds, you got a 30 sig. So that basically means you have a 30% chance of having damaging winds. In this case, like I said, could be pretty strong, and we're talking, maybe up to 85 maximum. Most wind gusts are going to be ranging between 60 and 70 mile per hour winds, but we could have some up to 85 in some areas. So 30% chance of you getting those winds within 25 miles of you. Like I said, Indiana doesn't really have much of a hail threat today, except for the northwestern side out there by like Gary and out there towards like Portage areas. Yeah, you guys, Michigan City, y'all are in that 5% chance for small hail. But overall, yeah, for you, that's that. Anyways, let's see here. All right, so let's hop on back to models. Actually, we're just gonna pull them up. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull the models up here, and I'll go through timing with y'all. Then we're gonna hop to another software, and I'm going to basically do another just a little bit more of a breakdown with you guys. Okay, so let me hop down to 20 Zulu. This is a new model run coming through here. That one is not quite done yet. So yeah, around this time, we're talking right around 6 o'clock Eastern. So it just turned 6 Eastern, 5 Central. So for you folks out there, this is kind of where we're at right now. This is kind of where we're at right now. We're kind of just seeing this big old cluster of storms starting to develop. So we work our way down in time here. As we approach our way out there right around 7 o'clock, your guys' time, Central Time, storms should be approaching areas towards Davenport, likely producing some strong winds. Could have a couple of really strong storms up there in South Wisconsin near Madison around this time. So this is right around 7 p.m. for you guys, okay? So 7 p.m. could see some of those storms out there. So then we continue our way down into, further down in time. So right around 9 o'clock for you guys. So this is 9 o'clock Central Time. This is 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So whenever it comes to it out there by Peoria, you guys will be likely seeing that storm right around the time, like I said, right around this time. So right around 9 o'clock p.m., you could see some storms, some of those really strong winds and some of those really severe storms out there by Peoria, starting to approach Chicago, but not quite in Chicago at this time. This will have to be out there near Ottawa, as well as Aurora around the time of around 9 o'clock. And then, of course, we work our way down into 10 o'clock. And that's at this point, roughly around 10 o'clock p.m. For you guys, Central Time, 11 Eastern, 10 Central. We will be having that storm line roll through these areas out there in Chicago. And like I said, at this point in time, we do have that 45% chance for damaging winds, which would give us a potential out there, like I said, a 45% chance of damaging winds happening within 25 miles of Chicago. So pretty solid shot. As well as, like I said, the potential of those winds being 70 plus. Some gusts could get up to 85 as a possibility. Let's see here. Thank you. Not a huge fan of storms. Also, what do I use to look at different models for severe weather? There's a lot of different software I use. Typically, we're gonna hop over to one of the pages here. This one is College of DuPage. It's just a set of weather models. Now, I want you to know never to trust one model specifically, because models, they're not perfect. Okay, that's one thing you got to learn. Models ain't perfect. Some models will show more aggressive than others. But yeah, I use all assortment of different programs and stuff like that. Now this one's College of DuPage. Anyways, but yeah, so we work our way back over here to the models. Same model, we're just looking at a different site. So whenever it comes to it, this is just absolutely incredible. There's a lot of instability available. So typically for severe weather, you want these values around 1,000 or greater. We're seeing about 4,000. So there's a lot of energy in our atmosphere. That is excessive amounts of instability. As a matter of fact, that actually goes up towards the top portions of the scale. So we are seeing, it obviously can go higher. I've seen Cape as high as 7,000, 8,000 before it, which is pretty rare, but it happens. But we're seeing 4,000. That is a lot of energy, okay? So that's a lot of instability. So the storm has the energy in it to make it happen. In terms of dew points, we measure this for moisture. Very important to get those storms going. You really want a lot of moisture in our lower atmosphere overall. So whenever it comes to it, we have dew points, some creeping up towards the 80s. Very, very high dew points. It's very warm and muggy out there. I'm sure you guys can tell. Very hot out there by those regions like Illinois. It is going to be very, very muggy. Very muggy. So y'all are going to definitely notice that. You probably are already noticing it right now. But yeah, overall, that's there's a lot of a lot of high dew points, which is showing a lot of good moisture content in our lower atmosphere. So that'll be great for that storm's development. Okay, so that's between instability and moisture, we're pretty solid. Now, we're going to have to hop to a different model here. This is for the same storm and everything like that, but we're going to take a look at those lower level winds. So this is the WRAP model. As we approach our way later on this evening, we're going to have a lower level wind. So basically in our lower atmosphere, just above surface level. So in our lower atmosphere, we have some pretty weak-ish lower level winds. Lower level winds are very important for tornadoes to develop. And we're seeing these winds around 20 to 30 knots or so, which is definitely capable of producing tornadoes with that amount of wind speeds. Typically, if you're in the 20, 30 knot range, we could have a couple tornadoes, likely non-significant. The reason the Storm Prediction Center did not put a significant risk for tornadoes today is because the lower level winds, or just the kinematics, or the winds in general throughout the atmosphere, are not strong enough, which is obviously a good thing. So we're seeing about 30 knots, so there could be a couple tornadoes, maybe an isolated strong tornado, but nothing, we're not expecting anything violent per se. We are expecting, those winds to be on the lower side, typically of a severe weather event, so that's good. We're not expected to exceed anything greater than 40 knots, which, like I said, anything 50 plus could really show some violent tornadic activity. We're hanging around 20, 30, so we're a little ways away from that. So that's good news. I'm happy to tell you that we're not expecting any violent tornadoes today, and that's why we don't have that hatch risk out there. Mid-level winds there, nothing significant. These mid-level winds really carry storm motion. And really just, are there to keep storms organized and all. Nothing excessive on those either. But the storm will be very well fed. It will have enough in it to really produce some of those strong damaging winds and all that stuff out there. So that is what I really wanted to really look out there with you guys overall. And, once again, like I mentioned, there's a lot of instability, tons and tons of instability out there. We're talking over 4,000 joules per kilogram according to these models here. It's very, very high instability environment here, which is good for the storm itself. So yeah, we're definitely going to see some pretty nasty storm activity out there. Storm helicity values here, we measure this for potential like tornado strength and just how strong your rotating updrafts could potentially be. And in this case, we're seeing these values under 250, which is, once again, not really supportive for violent tornadoes per se, but this could produce a couple of tornadoes for sure. Absolutely. So we've already had a confirmed tornado today, so the environment's already showing that it's capable of doing it. And like I said, there's enough helicity values here to produce some tornadoes, but not really quite violent status quite yet. So while there's a lot of instability, while there's a lot of moisture to fuel these storms, the kinematics or the winds in the atmosphere are not super strong. But like I said, that does not necessarily fully contribute to how strong the winds are going to be in the storm. The storm is pretty much generating its own strong winds with what we call decape, which is downdraft energy, basically instability in our downdrafts, which really allows for potential for damaging winds. And if we were to grab a sounding, I'm probably losing a lot of you guys for this because I'm sure y'all don't know. I'm trying to explain it best I can. Let's grab a sounding here. Now, basically, this is how we measure how strong these winds, partially how we measure how strong these winds could be in a thunderstorm is decape values. And we have those, yeah, pretty strong, actually. Pretty strong, actually. We're seeing, see 850 plus. That's reasonable. Not anything excessive. But some of the decape values I've seen over 1,000, which would definitely produce some very strong winds overall. So regardless, once again, today's threat, mostly going to be a wind damage concern. The threat for damaging winds and a couple tornadoes will be possible. But anyways, that's that. All right, let's see here. How's the thumb looking? Thumb of Michigan. There's not much going on out there in the thumb of Michigan. Let me pull up the overall outlook. So this is the main threat. So for the thumb of Michigan, we got a little marginal. Level 1 severe weather threat, nothing too excessive. No tornadoes out there. Little threat for some gusty winds and no hail. So literally just watch out for a couple gusty winds out of a few thunderstorms possible, but nothing really big for those areas. However, like I said, we have the moderate risk, which is a very big risk out there for northern Illinois, eastern Iowa. This should be taken very seriously. Very seriously. Like I said, this is the scale goes up to 5. We're at level 4. We're a pretty big threat, y'all. Pretty big threat today. We're talking outbreak potential of damaging winds. Okay, so really big shot for damaging winds. A moderate risk is out there. So tornado probability, like I said, we got a 10% chance for tornadoes across the area here, which is pretty solid shot. Okay. So for northern Illinois, northern Indiana, southwestern Michigan, and eastern Iowa, that's where the greatest potential for tornadoes is today. In terms of damaging winds, that's where it really comes in clutch. That's where we really have the biggest potential. With a 45 sig threat, significant risk, 45 sig, which is basically saying here that in northern Illinois and eastern Iowa, where the pink is, we have a 45% chance of seeing damaging winds 70 plus miles an hour and gusts up to 85 possible. So really big shot out there for damaging winds. Also, the red areas here is not far behind. Pretty strong winds out there is expected. Same expected wind speeds, 70 plus, gusts up to 85. But then once you work your way into the yellow and the brown areas here, this is where the winds do drop a little bit in intensity. Right around mostly 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts can be expected in these areas. 5% chance of it happening within 25 miles in the brown. 15% chance of it happening in the yellow. 30% in red. 45% in the pink. Very good shots for damaging winds. And like I said, hail, hail's possible today. We've already seen some hail being reported. We're not expecting anything to go above 2 inches in diameter today. That's what would give you a hatch risk or significant risk for hail, which we do not have today, thankfully. So hail should remain under 2 inches in diameter. We're going to be ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter today regarding hail. So, but yeah, it's 2024. Mother Nature's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if an isolated hailstone of 2 inches or greater could occur. But like I said, when it comes to it, we're not expecting that much of significant hail. Therefore, they did not have like I said, they do not have a significant risk out there overall. Let's see. What's up, Tom? Hope we're doing good, man. Saying hello, Andrew, in chat. Hope all we're doing well today. You too, man. What's up, Double Rose? Saying what's happening? We got a big risk for severe weather today. Up in the upper Midwest, portions out there in the Ohio Valley. Yeah, pretty big threat today. Got to be on the lookout. Let's see here. Illinois says, I hear that Joliet, I think it is, Illinois is going to be bad. Yeah, matter of fact, Joliet is actually in the moderate. You can see there. It's already listed as one of the major cities. So we do have a moderate risk. So we are seeing the potential out there for damaging winds. Like I said, a 45% chance of winds 70 to 80 or greater potentially being expected in those regions here. It was a pretty solid shot. Now, damaging winds, that's the main concern. Tornado probability, we have that 10% chance out there. So 10% chance of having tornadoes in the region of northern Illinois, northern Indiana, southwestern portions here of Michigan, and eastern nose of Iowa. That is where we could see once again, potentially the greatest potential for tornadoes is going to be out there. So you're in an area where you definitely want to be watching the weather today. If you're in the yellow or even the brown there, you really need to be watching it, even for the dark green even. I mean, anywhere that's colored here, there's a potential for some tornadoes, and the greatest potential is in the yellow. The middle threat's in the brown, so just, once again, 10% chance in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown, 2% chance in the green. So that is that. And of course, winds and not winds, damaging hail, I should say. We're not expecting anything exceeding 2 inches in diameter. We're going to be mostly ranging between 1 and 2. What's up, Chance? But anyway, so that's where we stand there with the SPC outlook. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to go over the timing again. Dude guy says, oh, yeah, the timing will be for Northeast Illinois. So it'll be right around like 10 o'clock, your all's time. But we're going to go ahead and go through the timing again, okay? So I'm gonna break this down both in Eastern and Central time. Obviously, you guys are in the Central time zone. The risk today is in the Central time zone. So whenever it comes to it, so we're starting off here in Central Iowa. This is right around 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So this is right around where we're at right now. Okay, so 5 Central. So then we work our way over into 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. As we approach 7 o'clock Central time, storms will be near the Davenport area for the nose of Iowa. We could also have a couple of cells out there popping off in like southern Wisconsin, towards Madison, maybe some near Milwaukee, maybe. Milwaukee is pretty clear according to this model, but you can't trust those models to be precise. So a few storms out there in southern Wisconsin overall is possible. Now, when it comes to it, we work our way further down in time as we approach our way towards 9 o'clock Central time, so this will be 10 Eastern to my folks following along in the Eastern time zone. For my Central folks, where the storm is happening at, this will be right around 9 o'clock for you guys. So right around 9 o'clock or so, we'll be seeing those storms start to roll through Peoria, out there by Ottawa, near Aurora. You guys will be starting to get some of those heavy impacts around that region, likely some really strong winds, and all of that fun stuff. So that's what you could expect out there. Now, then we work our way down in time. So we work our way over here towards 10 o'clock. So as we work our way over here towards 10 o'clock, overall, we are seeing the storm starting to roll out there by areas near Chicago. So Chicago areas will be getting the heaviest impacts, roughly expected to get those impacts there right around 10 o'clock for you guys. At this point in time, it'll be near Springfield as well, Decatur, and some of the surrounding areas there. And then, of course, we work way over there towards midnight. Midnight, the storm should be out there towards like west central, like I said, west central portions here of Indiana, approaching Indianapolis here, likely between like likely between midnight central and 1 o'clock. So between 12 and 1 is kind of when we're going to be seeing the storms roll through. And around this time, storms will definitely weaken. Now this is really interesting, okay? This is very interesting. According to this model, it's not necessarily one round here. It's not necessarily one round per se. According to this model here, the HRRR, this has this MCS, potential derecho, rolling through the areas of eastern Iowa, through Illinois, going into Indiana, right? Caden, thank you, man. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for Tropical Storm membership for almost 2 years. Wow, that's crazy. Well, thank you so much, man. Hope you're doing good. Anyways, but yeah, so according to this model, it shows this first line rolling through, and then late, another line developing out there near Springfield. You see that? That'll be happening just after midnight, right around midnight. Another line could roll through. That's very interesting. Now, I wouldn't take that... I would take that with a grain of salt, meaning that you shouldn't take it very seriously, because models, they ain't perfect. Let me do something here. We're gonna take a look at the NAM 3K. I want to see what's going on here. Let's see. Let me go to the comments real quickly. Spencer says hello from Lisley, I think it is, Illinois, east of Naperville. I'm preparing for the winds. Thanks for your coverage. You're very welcome, man. No problem. Let's see. Are we in the path in Indianapolis? Yeah, but it's not going to be as strong as it approaches Indianapolis. You're welcome, dude guy. No problem. Why is it called moderate if it's not in the middle? I've always wondered that too. Yeah, so it goes marginal, which is the lowest, slight, which is level 2 out of 5, enhanced, which is the middle. Then you have moderate, which is level 4. and then you have the high risk, which is level 5. But we have a level 4 today, which is the second highest risk for severe weather today. Anyways, let's see. How are we looking for Kansas City? Y'all are not really much into concern out there by Kansas City. We do get a little marginal level 1 threat, which is not something to brush off completely. Still want to watch the weather. A couple strong storms could be possible. No tornadoes, though. The really only concern for Kansas City is a 5% chance for damaging wind gusts overall. So that's kind of what we're looking out there for. Let's see. What time do I think the storms will hit Juliet? So it'll be sometime this evening. Once again, we are expecting. Let's see. We'll go ahead and bring up the other model I was wanting to show you guys. It's going to be sometime right around sunset, if not after sunset. Yeah. So here's the NAM 3K model take on it. So we were looking at the HRRR previously. This is the NAM 3 kilometer. So NAM 3K has the storms passing Davenport right around 9 p.m. This one also has the storm rolling through. This one's actually a little bit later from what it looks like regarding timing. NAM 3K shows the storms just coming up on Peoria right around like 10 o'clock for you guys. Still shy of Chicago. According to it, it looks like right around 11. I guess it's kind of on time with the HRRR. Yeah, so it shows right around 11 o'clock hitting Chicago. 11 o'clock Central Time, so that's that. This includes your area, my friend, so I would expect it maybe around late evening, I'd say between 10 and midnight would be your greatest potential, the greatest timing regarding, the likelihood of getting the storm. So out there by Bloomington around 11 o'clock or so, coming up on Decatur. Decatur gets the storm here right around like midnight or so. But then, of course, it rolls through Indianapolis right around like 2 a.m. Now, this model, like I said, the HRRR showed another line of storms developing just west here. So that's kind of what we're looking out there for. We know that there's that first initial MCS. We know that there's that big wind bag that rolls through. Starting now, actually, like I said, it's already started. And it'll roll throughout this evening into, late tonight, into early tomorrow morning, before dying out. Now, this model doesn't really show a second line like the HRRR shows, so I want you to get used to looking at this, okay? So you see the line goes through eastern Iowa, goes through Illinois, and then kind of falls apart as it approaches Indiana, right? So you can see, loop it a few times so you guys can kind of see what we're looking at here. Okay, so we see this model, right? So then the HRRR, keep that in mind, what that model does. Then we have the HRRR, which we have a new run coming through. I wonder if this one's actually supported still. So we work our way down in time. Obviously, we have the main line that rolls through. Yeah, this one also supports it. So you see a second line kind of forming, right? So you have this one that rolls through, and at this point in time, the NAM had the whole line dead. But look at that. There's another little line there that develops, which is definitely very, very interesting. Let's see, where's this at? This is up in Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana. Those are some of the main areas today. So here's the overall outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. We really need to be extra weather aware in the orange and red areas today. So that does include Iowa, Wisconsin, portions here of Illinois, Indiana, and even portions of like southwestern Michigan. It needs to be heavy weather aware today. If you're in the yellow and greater, really definitely need to be watching the weather today. I mean, obviously, if you're in the dark green, there's a potential for a couple isolated severe storms. So pretty big risk out there today. I mean, seriously, a lot of the country does have a potential for a couple strong to severe storms, with the greatest threat being up here in the upper Midwest and portions of the Ohio Valley. Are they expecting derecho level winds? Yeah, we're talking 85 plus. SPC did say that in their day one outlook description. Let's see. How am I seeing the forecast models? So 3 tabs, top left. Go down to where. Sorry, I'm lying. I said it. I said it wrong. So you actually no. You go up to this little tab here, satellite models radar, and then you click on models, and then you look at convection, and you pull it up, and then you select your parameter down there. Let's see here. Storm passed a few days ago. Let's see, causing a building to collapse. Wow. That's crazy. Let's see. We still got some tornado warnings going on, y'all. Confirmed too. Here, let me hop back to my main radar. Ooh, yikes! So this is live radar, guys. This is actual what the conditions are right now. You can actually see how central Iowa. There's a lot of storms firing here. We have another confirmed tornado out there by, what is that, Mount Auburn? Reporting 70-mile-an-hour winds out there. Let's see. Oh, shoot. I almost, I almost dropped the camera. Yeah, it's hard to tell. This has to be, is it observed by spotters? Yep, weather spotters. Okay, so this is our second confirmed tornado out there. Wow. Second confirmed tornado out there. Let me pull up CC. Don't see any debris signatures, which is interesting. Confirmed tornado, weather spotters. Huh. Yeah, well, there you go. So there's a confirmed tornado out there near Mount Auburn, Iowa, including Brandon, Vinton, Urbana, Rowley, Center Point, Walker. Let's see here. Like Central City area. Yeah, heads up to you guys. Once again, confirmed tornado out there. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be tracking. Like I said, I'm going to do a live stream again at 8 o'clock Eastern time, which is 7 Central. So that's in about an hour and a half or so. So I'm going to probably head off here soon, y'all. I'm going to head off here soon, and we're going to get prepared for my next live stream, which will be at, like I said, 7 Central or 8 o'clock Eastern. So I hope to see you guys then. If you haven't already, do me a favor, consider hitting that like button and most importantly, subscribing. That way you guys can stay on top of the weather whenever it happens. Once again, we cover the whole U.S., main 48 states, cover the tropics, cover winter weather and severe weather across the country. So if y'all would, be much appreciated. It'll also help out the channel as well in terms of help spreading the word. So if you guys could, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It's a push of a button. Be greatly appreciated, y'all. Once again, I thank y'all for being here. Good to see you too, Justin. Thanks for joining, man. But yeah, so we're going to head off for now. We'll be back on, like I said, at 8 o'clock Eastern. I need to grab something for dinner. I need to make some dinner here because obviously I'm pretty hungry, and I'm probably going to be live for a while tonight. So I will be back. We'll do another YouTube short live stream as well as our main live stream as well. We'll be rolling both at the same time later on this evening. That way we can keep y'all weather updated and all that. If you guys could share this to your friends as well, it will definitely be helpful in terms of keeping people weather aware. Because like I said, you know, the event just started, man. We're not even in the moderate risk, and we already had 2 confirmed tornadoes. Yeah, so it's already starting, and it's hitting pretty hard. So if you guys could, once again, it'd be much appreciated. And all right, y'all. Well, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for now. Y'all take care. Once again, we'll see you all here in about an hour and a half or so. Oops. Well, see you later, guys. But yeah, we'll see y'all in about an hour and a half or so. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for joining. And alrighty, guys. Once again, thanks for joining, and we'll catch y'all later on. All right, see you later, guys.